All right, good morning. So a few things to go over with the group, and then we will open it up to questions. We obviously, since the last time we talked, played twice. Played tonight as well, Columbia Rockbridge, who's going to be a terrific opponent. So kind of working from where we are backwards. On Monday night, had Ray Peck in a battle in the North Kansas City tournament, which was indeed a battle, and ended up being able to prevail by a point, 49-48, in a really solid game that had a lot of ebb and flow, 29-28. Tight game, both teams playing okay. Then we stunk for a little bit, and then they went up by 9. And then we were terrific and came back and really fought. So it's the second time in about less than a week, so at St. Joe Central, and then against Ray Peck, we've come back from 8 or 9 down in the third quarter in the second half, which speaks volumes about our guys and really is something that, you know, is satisfying as a staff because we know our guys are a resilient, tough group. So even if we get down, we know they're going to fight back. And then the full transparency is we probably got lucky late. Their all-state caliber player had a shot and missed it, just rims out. You know, sometimes you got to be lucky, and we were lucky. So that was on Monday, and then on Friday, I think I didn't recognize a bunch of faces, but my guess would be most of you were there, judging by how full our student section was over at Liberty, and had a terrific second quarter to stretch a lead out and were able to hang on, win by 4, and felt good about being able to go over there and win. The part about winning over there too, which was of significance, is obviously it's a conference game, and so the fact that it's a conference game put us at 4-0 in league, and putting us at 4-0 in league. So you know you're a third of the way through the league, and you're in the league lead is significant because that means that we've won on the road. At St. Joe Central and at Liberty in a week where we were shorthanded. So that was refreshing. Freshmen finished at third place in Warrens in the Ray Peck tournament against Warrensburg. And our sophomores are on a nice little streak right now. They're playing really well. JV is over at the Rockhurst shootout and had a tough loss on Monday night at the buzzer, but they're battling. So, you know, I'm pleased with where we're at. We have a lot of work to do. A lot of quality opponents coming up, including tonight. But I'm really pleased and you know, try not to highlight individuals because it is about the team. But that being said, you know, really pleased with guys and their maturity. When we had our injuries and fought through it, the way that Joe Anderson, Fernando Macedo, Braden Stravino, have stepped up last week, shorthanded versus St. Joe Central, and Liberty speaks volumes about them. Davis Rockers is in that mix as well. And then specifically Garrett Lin on Monday night, stepping out and just playing a role for us where we had a huge need, and a guy who was mature and prepared, and I know I can count on, stepped in and played 24 minutes, which, you know, kind of surpasses his entire season total, but I know I can count on G, and our guys know that they can. And that's a very comfort feeling from us, from program-wide, is our players are prepared and they're mature, and that's a very satisfying feeling. So, you know, we're over the halfway point now at 14 games in, and there's a lot of really important games left, and I hope that we can continue to improve so we're playing our better basketball late when it matters most.
What kind of impact did Carter have coming back from his injury this week?
Yeah, a significant one. Guys got experience playing in different roles without him, and that was a bonus. But Carter's productivity offensively, defensively is significant for us, and so it allowed him to come back, which allowed guys to kind of play into some more natural roles and strengths, and we were relieved to have Carter back.
CJ Purcell scored 23 points in the Liberty match. How did that feel with him being able to step up and be a leader on the court?
Yeah. So Dylan, if you watch us play on Tuesday against St. Joe, CJ was playing, but maybe not playing to his potential. So we had timeout, and we were just kind of challenging him about what he needed to do to improve. his game, came back out, immediately started making plays, and then that carried over. So he had a huge stretch of about 6 quarters, 5.5 quarters of playing some really good basketball Tuesday and Friday. And then Monday against Rapec was a huge part of getting us back in the game when we were down in the second half. I think he's learning how to exert himself in a dominant fashion. He's a kid that wants to play well, and sometimes that's shot making, sometimes it's passing, sometimes it's defending. So figuring out where that role is every game is a challenge for any player, no matter the level, and so that experience is helping him. But scoring the ball at the rate he was on Friday night was fun to watch.
How does it comfort you knowing you have a key defensive player coming off the bench like Garrett Lin?
Yeah, I mean, I spoke about it in the opening statement, because when you've got a team, you have to put guys in the right spots. Right, that's my job, is to put the players in the right spots. How they perform is up to them. But I have to allow their strengths to shine in those settings. So, I have to make sure that who they guard, what plays we run, who they're on the floor with, who they're on the floor against, puts them in the right spot. So I have guys that aren't playing as much as they want to. And that's hard for a coach. But what they've done really well is prepared themselves so when their opportunity happens, they're ready for it. And Garrett certainly was against a heck of a player.
What would you say have been some key factors to the Eagles winning 8 out of the last 9 games?
I think the experiences from early in the year, the first 2 games out, was kind of a whirlwind for us. Go on the road to Rockhurst, get on the bus, go down, play Poplar Bluff. So Rockhurst sits at 12-0, Poplar Bluff sits at 11-2. So your first 2 games of the year, before 24 hours has elapsed, you're 0-2. You're playing quality opponents, and you're kind of wondering how good you are. And our point to the guys has always been, the only thing we can control is how good we are in the moment that we've got. And the group just kept working, and then we got a couple wins, which gave us some confidence. Baser Linwood 7-1. That's a loss. So you've got 3 opponents right there that are 12-0, 11-2, 7-1, that are 3 of your 4 losses. But the point is not justifying, if we've lost, it's been to good people. No, the point is we've used experiences against quality teams to prepare ourselves so we're better suited down the way. So when we see quality teams, we've got the confidence to be able to play. So how have we won 8 of 9? Well, we had to grind one out against Staley here, first semester, started second semester. We had to go on the road at St. Joe Central and come back. We had to go to a rivalry game and play well and composed. We had to go and battle back from 9 down at 3:30 in the afternoon against Rapec. So all these experiences are processed as information to use so that we can be better in the moment that we have, which tonight is against a state-ranked, terrific opponent. But if we're worried about the opponent, if we're worried about winning, and that's the only thing that we're worried about, then we're going to be inconsistent. So my very, very long-winded answer is that we've developed a level of consistency in how we work every day that has given us some confidence that we can be prepared for whoever it is that we play.
Is there anything you hope to see from the team tonight, such as matching the athleticism of Columbia Rockbridge?
Okay, so to match the athleticism, we would have to have 4 transfers and maybe an NBA player come. So that's not something we're going to be able to do. Matching the physicality, matching the toughness, the execution, the confidence is something that'll be a great challenge. They are superior in athleticism in some spots, and that is no indictment of our players. It is the reality of it, right? When you play in the NBA, you can't match the athleticism of LeBron James. You can't match the size and length of Kevin Durant. You can't match those things. You can't, right? If everybody could shoot like Steph Curry, they'd all shoot like Steph Curry. But what is your plan to counteract and make your strengths accentuate and take advantage of a potential opponent's weakness? And that's what we've got to do. Part of it, too, is just having the confidence that we're good enough, that we've been in tough games, we've been in situations, and we need to go out there and play well. Our group has what I've spoken about: toughness, maturity, grit, whatever words you want to associate with. So if we're just focused on opponent, we'll be inconsistent. If we're focused on athleticism, we'll be inconsistent. We need to focus on winning the first possession of the game or battling back from not. We need to focus on executing the matchup that we've got. We need to focus on things that are more controllable for us. And I think that would give us some confidence against a really quality opponent. So wrap it up. Talk to you guys next week. We'll have 3 games since then. Obviously, the semifinal game, the final game at North Kansas City, and then we'll be on the road at Truman next Tuesday. So we'll have 3 more games under our belts, and getting closer to the calendar, turn into February and playoff basketball and all those things that come with it. But I appreciate your support, and the guys certainly do too. I know Friday was fun for them to be able to play in that kind of crowd and that kind of atmosphere. So we'll keep working hard and see where things fall, but certainly appreciate everybody's support.